Up first, though, professional magician Randy Shine knows the trick to a great meal. For Lebanese dishes served up in a gorgeous space, he heads to Suraya in Fishtown.
Suraya is a modern Lebanese restaurant, like here in Fishtown, Philadelphia. We take Lebanon as our starting point, but at the same time we're here in Philadelphia, so we're also using all the products and ingredients we have here. If you're coming here for the first time, you should really try to order as much as possible. So there are a couple words on the menu that sort of are used in different places. Samke means fish, and then also meshwi, which means like grilled. So we have fatar meshwi, which means grilled mushrooms, and the dej meshwi, which means grilled chicken. So there's some like patterns you can see in how they play out. So the pita is like at the center of everything, you know, and like really there shouldn't be need for forks or knives. Everything, you know, the pita is a utensil. So a lot of effort goes into that. You know, Lebanese and Middle Eastern cuisine, it's all about having a lot of different options on the table and everything being in the middle of the share, and you're sort of taking a bite of this and a bite of that and combining different flavors. So, you know, ideally if they can come with multiple people, it's always the best.
Randy.
Yes?
Suraya is beautiful. Tell us why you picked it.
I picked it because I heard that it was ranked as one of the best restaurants in the city of Philadelphia, and I was not disappointed at all. It's a Lebanese cuisine restaurant. The food, eclectic, different, tasty. The vibe is great. It's a great date night, even to go by yourself and just sit back, people watch. Yeah.
This last time you went, you started out with the Taste of Suraya, which is
Yes.
a lot of small plates. Walk
Yes.
us through that.
The Taste of Suraya is basically the tasting menu, and it starts off with the appetizers of different types of hummus. Go with a really empty stomach because you could get full just off the appetizers. That's the thing.
Robin, you said it was the baba ganoush that stood out.
Oh, the baba ganoush was just amazing. It really was. But I have to tell you that I think that the real star is the pita bread.
Oh,
I called them fluffy pillows of pita. They were just so luscious. They were fat and they were hot, and you opened them up and the aroma just came up. And you take this and you dip it into the hummus or the baba ganoush, or there was a cucumber and yogurt dip, and there was the tabbouleh, and I mean, it was just made it. We did get extra.
And how were those wild, the wild mushrooms?
The wild mushrooms were. It was like a taste of the forest. It was great.
You like subtle things, but you got the korma as well as the abu saif.
Right.
Which are exciting dishes.
Exactly.
Tell us a little bit about those.
Well, the lamb was wonderful. You know, it was tender. It was. Had a great mouth feel to it. I mean, the herbs, the spices. I mean, that was part of what I enjoyed about. I've had Greek cuisine. I've had, you know, Middle Eastern foods, you know, most of my life. But this had a whole different level.
And how was your korma?
Oh, I loved it too. I thought the same thing. I almost kind of, the texture of it almost reminded me of like really good American barbecue, where it sort of falls apart as soon as you touch it.
That would, yeah.
In like, there was this thing that all the old, like your Jewish old relatives and grandparents would say about any brisket that was at the at the family event was, if it was good, they would say you could cut it with a fork. That's how tender it was, and that's what this was.
Exactly
You didn't need a knife. You could just kind of tap it, and it would fall apart into pieces. It was really, really good.
Now that's the lamb, right?
Yeah, the lamb,
right.
yes.
So my wife got that. Now, I don't eat lamb. Almost that night.
Yeah.
The way my wife was raving about
Would
it.
have broken the pescatarian diet for this lamb.
Yes.
Man.
The way my wife was raving about it, and she said the same thing both of you just said. It was just, you could cut it with a fork.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, the thing that I liked the most was the kofta kebab. I've been eating that kind of cuisine my whole life, and for the first time at Suraya, I really felt like somebody was taking like the traditional ingredients and reinterpreting them the same way you see the new American style chefs or the French chefs doing it with their cuisines. And I was really blown away by it. Usually kofta kebab is sort of like for me, a late night after drinking type of food. And this was really refined. There was sort of like a crisp, like herbal flavor note underneath. There was a different kind of sauce than I was used to. It came with these great grilled vegetables, which are typical, but it was the way they were dressed and the way they were plated. It was just absolutely excellent. It was different than anything I'd ever seen before.
Speaking of childhood flavors, tell us a little bit about the Iraq experience.
So this is I had a cocktail called the Golden Belt, which had Iraq in it. And the reason I was very curious about that, Iraq is a Middle Eastern spirit. It's sort of like ouzo. It's anise flavored. And I grew up in a Jewish house. A lot of my friends had connections to Israel. This was a thing we knew about. Iraq was the drink we would sneak out of our parents' houses to have when we were underage. And so to see something that I kind of associated with like getting in trouble on my high school trip to Israel, or like drinking when the parents were away, to see that used in like a really high-end delicious cocktail was awesome for me. That was really cool.
I want to dig into this knafa that you had, Ethan.
Yes.
Tell us about this.
So this was the most interesting dessert I've ever had in my life. It was almost like a baked brie, the type of cheese that they used, and it was covered in this sort of like crispy pastry stuff and pistachios, and they gave you this rose water syrup to pour on top of it. And it was just barely sweet at all. It was absolutely amazing. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before. It was this like melty cheese that pulled like, you know, a good pizza might. And it was maybe the best dessert I've ever had. I've been talking about it to at least one person every week since I went. It was excellent.
So, Randy, this was your pick. Sum it up for us.
Oh my gosh. There's a reason why Suraya is named the #1 restaurant in Philadelphia. Delicious experience, great experience, and a great place for fun interaction. That's it, yeah.
Robin, sum up Suraya for us.
I think it's Lebanese cuisine done well.
Ethan, sum up your experience for us.
I think it was the most exciting way I've ever seen Lebanese cuisine done.
Try it for yourself at Suraya, located at 1528 Frankfurt Ave in Philadelphia, 215-302-1900. They're open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week, and reservations are accepted. The average tab per person without drinks is $45.